Hi, everyone. I would like to present a phone call with a new lead that I'm in the process of turning into a client. My business is Liquid Light Design and Marketing, and this is for web design, branding, marketing are the services I offer. So let's dive in so you can get a feel of how I run my business, and also if you want to learn how to also conduct your own phone calls with leads and clients, and if you're looking for these services.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm happy we're connecting. I also saw your email, so I wanted to, connect and find out how I can help you with web design. We also do branding and SEO marketing and all that. So wanted to get a feel for, what your passion is here and what you need help, goal-wise online.
A lot, but
Yeah.
I have decided to, when I should be retiring, to start a new business. And so
Yeah.
obviously it's going to be online and stuff. So I need a website because, in a sense, I'm like Lisa. I've been living in the Roaring Fork Valley, Aspen since '86. So my
Yeah.
business, I've had my own business, but it was always word of mouth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a new age, but so I am just getting going on it, and I bought the domain, and I just started playing with Squarespace. I mean, I knew I couldn't do it, but I wanted to start playing.
Yeah, familiarize yourself with it, right?
Yeah, and now
Smart.
I sort of have an idea, well, I think I have an idea of what I want it to look like. But so obviously I would need someone to create the website for me. One of the reasons I went with Squarespace, I mean, it's obviously very well known, but I'm going to have a course, and they do allow you to have courses on their site.
Yeah, I'm aware of their update on that in regards to their courses.
Hey, great.
Yeah, I originally started my, as a freelancer working with Squarespace, and then I did some Wix and some other what I call more like simplified web design editors. But now my small team, I run more of a micro agency of subcontractors here that are all based in the United States, which means we do quick work and good high quality work. And essentially, we work a lot with Duda as a platform, Webflow, WordPress, Shopify. Some of these higher end and more what I feel are more modern and more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And these also say again.
Then they're better than Squarespace.
Yeah, Squarespace has been coming along, so I don't throw shade to any of these, website editor companies, because they're all pushing each other to be better. So whatever platform you're comfortable with, first what I do is I analyze and audit, okay, should you stay on that? And then we consult. Right. Everything's consulting and negotiation in the first communication here, which is, okay, where are you? Where do you want to be? Are you using the right software or tools or platform? And then if we need to switch you over or put you on a better, more aligned platform for your business or your use case, then we will help you decide that.
No, that'd be perfect, because obviously it's not my forte, but I guess I'm one of those obnoxious people, and that's why I started going Squarespace. It's like, well, I just want to have an idea.
Yeah, no, I think you're doing it right. I don't think that's obnoxious. I think you just you're getting after it, and you want to be able to feel what that's like yourself, so that you can even have a better, more educated conversation about it. And that's actually a much better approach than some clients I talk to where they don't really know kind of even where to start. So I think you're on the right course.
Oh, great. And like you said, I really just like to be able to have an informed conversation, or at least ask some questions that you're not looking at me going, really? That's what you came up with? Or you might, because I'm sure those questions will come out.
Yeah.
And then I did go on your website, so obviously the fact that you do marketing and it looks like branding and the SEC. So, I mean, obviously that's all stuff that I need help with.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, once, in my earlier years, I would build websites and help the client get them where they need to be. And then they would say, all right, how do I market this? And I'd say, sorry, I just do the design part. You would have to contact a marketing part of the team. But I'm happy to say in the last 2 years, I've integrated with an awesome SEO marketer him and I partner our businesses together because he only strictly focuses on search engine optimization, Google ads, Facebook ads, and making sure that you're placed in a high ranking way when people Google based on where they're located. And that can be local, national, and even global SEO, but it's always best to start with local and target specific audiences based on certain keyword planning. So without getting too into it with that, there is a plan in place for that, but it always starts with we need to build the boat, and then the boat needs to be able to sail to different places so that people know that it exists.
Exactly. And I'm still even at the beginning stages. I mean, I'm hoping to have it all together in like, a couple months or so, but like the actual courses and all that. So it's not like I have my shit together.
So what's really interesting about what I do that's a little bit above and beyond when I put on my entrepreneurial hat and my consulting hat, it works well with my team, but it's something I do independent of the team and the people I work with, is I usually these days, in the last few months, in the last year, I've been getting more into artificial intelligence and business consulting and optimization integration. So without using too big of these words, it's more important that you understand that I can take where you are right now and speed that process up drastically by helping you build very highly focused content, even your courses. So whatever your business plan, even if your business plan isn't even a thing yet, or maybe let's just say it is, or you need one. Yeah.
I'm working with someone, a coach right now.
Great.
Who's helping me, like, I guess you would say fine tune it. And she obviously knows more about, like, she's like, Sean, you need to learn about email marketing. It's like, I know that.
Yeah, you do, and you don't. You can also just hire a specialist. Yeah.
Squarespace, and maybe it's because I just didn't want to do it or something. But like I went on, so in September, I decided on a plan, and I paid for a year, and the plan included the courses. So it was like their business plan, whatever. And then I got on and I started playing. Well, okay, before I got a plan, I went on, they have that 14-day trial.
Yeah.
And I did the AI, and I left that website like that. And then I signed up for a year, and then you can add a website. So that's when I added it, because I decided on the website I didn't want the AI. But I had used Chat GPT. That's like my new best friend.
Oh, yeah, and that's my main tool of choice. So I'm glad that you're at least knowing that is the main tool.
Give me content ideas for this, and that, and in like seconds, I got like 15 ideas. It's like, never thought of that.
Exactly, and you're drawing on the full conscious collective of the internet that has been recorded up until this year, which is a lot of information to be pulling from, human beings.
Squarespace, or me not knowing it well enough, I kept getting, so I added another website, and that's when I started playing and putting in my own stuff, and I couldn't delete the one that I don't want to use.
Yeah.
And then it keeps telling me your subscription, your 14-day trial's up, but it's like, no, I signed up for a year, so I don't know what the you're talking about. But I can't get a hold of anyone, and when I go into help, like, send us an email, it's like none of them come close to what I need, and I'm assuming it's just AI coming back at me, which means I'm not going to get the response to my actual question.
Yeah, what they do is they have a chat bot in place that will usually try to handle 90% of what people are asking on the fly, and then once you dig a little deeper and find out how to actually contact them, you have to wait in line or wait on the phone, and then you get a human being. But it's not easy, and it's very kind of masked.
No, and my thing is, it's like, look, I paid you. I've got an annual subscription. And then I did transfer my domain name to them because I bought that like first before.
Correct.
So I did that. That's done.
Yeah.
So I'm just to the point where I'm confused, and I don't think I really want to get more in, especially since I couldn't find a person to ask a simple question like, don't tell me my trial's up. I paid you, asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So a lot of clients come to me because they either get kind of led astray, or they get scammed, or they just don't know what they're doing. So it's good. It's good that at least you kept it in house per se, and you didn't hire, like a team that isn't based in the U.S. Not, no, I'm not going to say any names, but I think we know what I mean when I'm talking about that. Is that you're not dealing with, first, a language barrier, and then second of all, a company that is hard to get a hold of and may not even be fully legitimate. So at least you're not dealing with like that in a very extreme way. It sounds like the communication obviously is not getting any better for Squarespace, and honestly, that's not new. That's not like new news to me. I have another client that has dealt with them for years, and it's only gotten like worse on that end.
So I'm just like, I know I don't know Squarespace well enough to say, but I couldn't just send like, even if like in the email they never said, well, other or none of the above.
Yeah.
So then I could describe what I had. And I even went into like account, but I couldn't find anywhere where it said, oh, you have a business subscription.
Yeah.
But I do have the charge on my credit card.
So,
but anyway, I just need help, and everything's still in the beginning stage. The lady I'm working with, and actually me, it's like, let's just get something. But I'm also one of those, I understand I want to get something up. I guess I'm old school. It's like, if I don't like the first impression on something, I don't come back.
Exactly. So
I don't want to just put anything up. I want to at least go, oh, I like that.
And what are the courses in regards to, and how is that, like, why are you passionate about that, and how are you providing a service to the world, that draws people to your service and makes them want to be on your website?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Now, I've done finances my entire life, and I've had my own company. I'm incorporated. I've had that probably for 25 or 30 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. And like most people, I just want something more. So I'd rather just work one-on-one or with groups. So it'll be which will include financial, but also, if you don't know your self-worth, you can't get people to pay you.
Yeah.
So I want to start with that, and then just go into the basics of finances. It's like, it boggles my mind, and it's going to be geared more towards women, that people don't even check their accounts. Much less, it's like, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, can you read a financial statements?
True.
And you're creating them. Are your costs in mind? So it's financial. Right now I'm calling it a wealth coach, because I want it to be a little bit more than just finances. And I think people don't like that word, like finances, financial. I think people stiffen up. And like I said, I think more women than men, or at least of my generation.
Yeah, it's
younger women, it's different, but I'm thinking like 40 and up.
Yeah, I think what we're dealing with on the planet right now, and I can speak to it myself, is that for a long time you have two camps. You have people that know how to generate wealth and understand wealth, and that's not just monetarily speaking. That has to do with a lot of emotional and spiritual development as well, and real world development. And then you have people that just don't know better, or they were taught that, hey, rich people are a certain way, or that there's some classism going on here, or that they just can't access or understand things that seem complicated. But I know in my own personal journey, my own business, I've learned to charge my value for my services, and also speak about what is happening and how that's bringing value to clients. And then that's been a journey of, oh, this is how you access abundance in your own business yourself, and then teach your clients to do the same thing. So it's really a full circle relationship, but it takes time to have the patience and the understanding to be like, oh, that's how this is happening. And not everyone's there, but if you're providing courses that help people get to the understanding that I'm talking about, then I think that's an awesome service to provide to the world, and it's much needed.
Well, it's funny because years ago, because I was working for one of my clients, and I was so dumbfounded by a question that his employee asked, and I think my face probably dropped. And when the guy left, he goes, Sean, not everyone thinks like you. I was like, since when? This is natural. This is normal. And I found out, yeah, it's natural, normal for me, but for a lot of people, it's not. It's like, he's like, you didn't pay me twice last month. It's like, okay, one is direct deposit. You either got the deposit or you didn't. To me, that's really simple, and it wouldn't take me a month to tell you I didn't have money in my account.
Yeah.
It would take me less than 24 hours. It's like, today was payday and I didn't.
Exactly. Yeah. And checking the accounts daily and budgeting and having a financial awareness and forecast is super important.
Analysis, the budgeting. And even I think for women who are not used to handling money, and I don't know, maybe they're divorced or not, but it's like, I don't know, to me, if you don't know where you stand financially, at any minute, you're going to get really surprises you don't want.
Of course. And then we're not even talking taxes yet at the end of the year, which is a whole nother, can of worms if you're not prepared for that.
Any of that. Or if you're in a business, maybe because you like your service or product, maybe you need to raise your price, or maybe it's just not, the audience isn't right, or the product's not right.
Correct. There's a lot of alignment things that need to happen for you to have all cylinders firing at, in sync in a way that everything's, more than profitable and abundant.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gearing for. Like I said, I'm tightening it up right now, but I'm still working on it. But that's the idea.
That's great. I would say the way that I can help guide this conversation and you overall is that there's usually what I do when I talk to a client is I'll send out a design and business overview questionnaire so that I know in depth where you're coming from. And it's not in order to, it's not made to exhaust you or be like, oh, great, one more thing I got to do. It's a fun questionnaire I made on Typeform that allows you to take a journey and a bit of a deeper dive so I can understand you better. And then from there, we have a follow-up call, which is, okay, I see everything that you're working with here. This is what I'm proposing. And then once we verbally talk about that, then I make a digital proposal that I start to go over the pricing and all that after the second follow-up phone call. And create a digital proposal, a timeline, a scope of work. If there's a phase one and a lot of clients are like, hey, I'm not in phase two yet, which is like, let's say, for example, marketing, or let's just say phase one is branding, and then phase two is web design, and then, phase three is marketing, right? Because a lot of clients, they're like, oh, wait, I don't really have a logo, or I have it, but I don't like it, or it's not relevant anymore. So that's another thing that design questionnaire will go over is like, what do you have content wise as far as like your branding goes, if any? If not, I'll consult with you on how we best handle that. And then, as soon as you get those questions or those answers over to me, I'll get a proposal, a call, I have another call, and then I'll get a proposal to you. And we don't take months to build websites or anything like that. So you can have something up and running as in little as like 4 to 6 weeks. I have a bit of it's been a busy year so far, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
But about 4 to 6 weeks right now is generally the average time to see, like, get a first look at what your website could be like. And then from there, we revise. And I would say right away, if you're marketing courses, the first thing I'm going to do after this phone call, just, besides sending you the questionnaire, is I'm going to do a bit of Chat GPTing on, all right, you have these courses. Is it best to target Squarespace as the host for these courses, or should we use WordPress or Webflow? The cool thing about WordPress is that my SEO marketer, Rob, he's very good at marketing specifically WordPress sites. He can do other websites, but he's been doing WordPress for so long that if you were to host courses on there, there's really cool ways we can use also AI plugins that are new to WordPress in regards to SEO as well, to help market that website in a much faster timeline than a lot of people traditionally understand marketing to happen. So we're talking about faster timelines when it comes to working with me and my contractors, and also lower pricing because we're able to optimize a lot of stuff with AI where I don't have to go hire 20 other people to do the same job. So we keep the prices low and manageable. I do charge what the service is worth. So I will give you a range. on that second phone call or during that proposal. And I'll give you some package options so you can select. I have a lot of clients that really appreciate when I lay things out in like 2 or 3 packages or tiers. And that way they can choose, oh, you know what? I do just want the minimal, or wait a second, I didn't even realize I do want the full thing. I'm ready to pay for the full thing. And I didn't know that's what was needed, but here you go. Let's get started. And lastly, we do offer split payments upon request. It's not something I, offer right off the bat. It's a case by case, and that's based on your situation. But if you're already established and you already have a budget in place, typically we don't really go for that. We just say, hey, here's a deposit amount, and then here's the remaining amount that's paid upon completion of the contract, which is digitally signed, by the way. And then upon completion, you're fully satisfied, and then the remaining payment is due. And that's pretty much how I do business.
Okay. And then one last thing to let you know where my mind is, and you may cringe or not. I wanted like a black and white site.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever the styles or aesthetic is that you want, that will be easily, anything is possible, right? So if you have a very particular style, and of course in that design questionnaire, it will say, okay, put 1 to 3 sites that are your favorite sites that you're inspired by. So we understand like who, nothing is new under the sun, right? So if you have websites that you really like, or branding, or something you saw, even a picture, and you're like, I want my website to look like this, that's helpful visually for, the graphic design department.
Yeah, I've actually done that already.
Great.
And that's helped me sort of get, even though it's still like growing, but yeah, that's where I sort of got some of the ideas I wanted. But yes, because a lot of people just look at me and say, you're boring. It's like, I'm sorry. I hate the bright colors.
Totally.
I just don't. And I will like not go on the website unless I truly need something there. But it's just like, it turns me off.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah,
it really shouldn't be. But I want to at least like my website. I know it's really not what I like. It's what I guess my clients would like.
But a website, in other words, like in deeper energetic spiritual terms, is a portal into your consciousness. In business, all businesses is love made visible by this book I read about conscious working, and a new economy of conscious work. Is that what your job and your work is love made visible, but in action. That's like the new definition for work. So if that's the case, and your website is an extension, or therefore a portal of your mind and your services offered, it should align with how you feel and want it to look, and also find the balance and strike the balance of being still attractive to your target audience, which could be anybody. And that's another part of the questionnaire that will ask, who's your target audience. Which you said women in their older ages, so that's good to know already.
Yeah, I mean that's what I miss, because I want people who actually who are serious about what they're doing, or at a point in their life where they're just ready to do it, be it an entrepreneur or just someone knowing their finances and stuff. I just don't think that's like a 20 or 30-year-old.
Oh, yeah. And you and I are in the same boat, where I only really want to speak with clients that are at the point where they've prepared, or they've done the work, or if they've already ran a few businesses, or they're in a longer maturation cycle of business. They're not like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me learn how to do a LLC or something along those lines. I'm looking, like my ideal client and my target, audience is, for example, you're a perfect example of that. So thanks for, sharing these details. And it seems like Lisa did a good job of, connecting us together.
No, it's perfect. Because she was working on me today, and all of a sudden it's like, I get this, just ask Lisa. So it's like, as she's like on top of me, pushing down and causing me pain, it's like, Lisa, do you know anyone who does website, preferably Squarespace? Well, actually, I do, Sean. Like, okay, we'll deal with it when you're done.
That's perfect timing, because her and I were just talking, and also I was just meditating yesterday in the last few days, where I was like, I just need to hold space and do the work and focus and continue to grow and do what I can on my end. And I know the connections will come when they need to. So it's perfect timing, because I just finished one project, and I'm looking to take on another one and fit it in between the other projects. So this is, it's very serendipitous, good timing. And, I'm grateful for the opportunity to potentially be of service to you.
No, I think it sounds great. And I love working with someone who's recommended. Like you said, it's like, because someone was trying to get me to get like an assistant in Vietnam. And it's like, look, I know anyone could rip me off.
Yeah.
Here, there, anywhere. I don't know. I just would rather have like a personal reference or have someone in my same time, not same time zone, but like not the next day.
Yeah, exactly. And there's pros and cons to those situations. But if, like I can tell you right now that the future is who is locally in my community or in my time zone that can serve my needs, because in the near future, what we're going to all realize, and this is just a little insight to you, I'm a very macro thinker, and I like to connect dots and research a lot of things, not just my business, but everything that's happening on the planet. What's happening and where we're going in the paradigm we're entering is a very instantaneous manifestation one, and one that is who has access to real-time changing information that is on demand, that AI will serve up, and our own organic consciousness will either figure out how to fly with, or those that don't or refuse to fly with it, they will be, operating on their own timeline. And honestly, it's kind of like, let me see. There's a dark side to AI and all that. So I'm certainly not saying, hey, give up nature and go for AI. What I'm saying is that if you were at around the time when the internet first came out and you were like, oh, I'm never going to make a website for my e-com site. Like if you never thought to make Amazon and you were just a mom and pop store at that time, well, you're out of business now, and Amazon is, a multi-billion-dollar company because that's what's happening right now with like AI and certain, applications. So these websites we're building, keep in mind there eventually will be three-dimensional or holographic or be immersive, where you step into someone's, again, portal, and then you get a service or product by experiencing it, not just seeing it on a flat screen.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize until they pointed it out. It's like, you're right. I really don't. I don't know. I just like to think that, not that I don't trust you, but I know what I'm expecting from you.
Yeah.
And if I don't get it, but yeah. So, I mean, it's new to me, but it's not. You're far more advanced than me, but I'm curious. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, great.
And I realize it's the way. It's the word of mouth. I would go broke if I only had access to, my eminent community here for an income.
Yeah.
So, well, I think it sounds exciting. Let's definitely get started with your questionnaire and figure out who, what, where, when.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll go from there, and I'll move at your pace. I do, kindly like to nudge my clients along, because I don't work with people that kind of hesitate or, are one foot in one door and one in the other. So keep in mind that, I'll send the questionnaire out, and then, if I don't hear from you like in a week, I'll just send out a polite nudge and say, hey, where are you with that process? Just so I can put on my calendar when a good time is to follow up, and we can plan that follow-up call, review call, and then we can just move, steadily towards, potentially partnering with each other.
Nope, that's perfect, my dear. Sounds like a plan.
Great. Awesome. Well, thanks, Sean, and I will be in touch, and I'll be sending you an email very soon. And also, I don't believe, oh yeah, I do have your email, because that's how I originally reached out to you before I texted you. So I'll send everything to your email, and we'll go from there.
Great. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.